Hey guys, welcome back to Christmas with Christene. I had to do that because I would say vlogmas and all those cute YouTubers are like Gabmas and Whipmas, but when you take Christene and Christmas, you get Christmas. So, Christmas with Christene it is. Anyways, I have a crazy story to tell you guys, but while I'm doing this, I'm going to be wrapping presents to at least make it somewhat Christmassy, because this literally happened last night. This is insane. Anyways, so a little background on my crazy neighbor is we had an altercation with him about, I want to say a month after we moved in. And this altercation, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just him inconveniently parking his car in front of my garage. I have a garage and I park my car in it, and this guy would inconveniently park his car on the fire lane, and it would literally take me a 3-point turn to try to get out of my garage. I'll put a video here. So my garage is smack in the middle, and you can see on the other side is this fire lane, and so he would park on the fire lane. And then when I would try to pull out, I couldn't pull out all the way, to completely just do pull out and then turn out. I would have to pull out and then go a little forward and then go a little back and then finally get out. It was really annoying, but I was like, whatever, at least I can get out. I don't want to cause any trouble with our neighbors. I'm not the kind of person. Fast forward to 2 weeks later, we had a couple of friends over who decided to park on the corner of that fire lane, which if you guys see in the video here, you can see that it's not in the same spot that my neighbor would park in, but it was not really in the way of any of the garages at all. So we get a note in our door that night, probably at 11:30, when my friends were leaving, and the note says, hey, don't park in that fire lane, it makes it hard to get out of the garage. And I'm like, the audacity of this neighbor to send me a note saying don't park in the fire lane because it's hard to get out of the garage. No, duh, it's hard to get out of the garage. I have that struggle when you freaking park there. So I take that note and I write a note back and I say, hey, we won't park there if you don't park your Volkswagen there because it is hard to get out of the garage, especially when you park your car there. Fast forward to 1 a.m. These freaking neighbors come banging on our door. 1 in the morning, my fiance answers the door, and the first thing that comes out of my neighbor's mouth is,
you got a problem with my Volkswagen, bro? You want to fight, bro?
And my fiance is like, dude, no. This is just a ridiculous problem. There was no need to come over at 1 a.m. Just don't park your car in the fire lane, and we won't park the car in the fire lane, and we won't have a problem. So then my neighbor starts calling me obscenities because he obviously sees me being the one that parks in the garage and saying sorry, she can't get in, starts literally saying obscenities at me, and then my fiance gets pissed off that he's just basically talking crap on me. And my fiance is like, no, you don't get to call her that, she's my fiance, she's not my girlfriend, she's not my baby mama, don't even do that. Then the guy starts apologizing and he's like, then the guy starts apologizing. My fiance was able to calm him down. They left. Thought that was the end of it because he stopped, he parked there a couple more times after that night, but then my management of my apartment complex got involved and left him a couple nasty notes saying you can't do that. So after that, he stopped parking there. Great. No more problems. I was happy. Cool. So we moved in August, and obviously right now it's December, and over the couple of months, these walls are pretty thin. We can hear him and his baby mama. He made it clear to establish the woman that was living with him was his baby mama, not his wife, not his girlfriend, his baby mama. He made that clear to us. We're like, okay, then really none of our business. We don't care. We can hear them constantly fighting, and they have kids in their house literally screaming, and they're constantly fighting. Literally 3 nights ago, they were fighting at 2 in the morning. 2 a.m. And I'm just I was so dead tired at this point from studying from school. I was just I'm not getting involved. This is not my problem. Whatever. As long as it doesn't get any screaming or louder than that, it's fine. I'm just leaving it alone. I don't care. I can sleep through it. Well, I'm sitting in my room studying last night, and I'm trying to do my homework, and all of a sudden I hear this loud vibrational bang. And I'm just like, gosh dang it, like this guy must have like just got so mad and just like slammed on the wall so many times that it made the freaking apartment shake. So it's just like, whatever, like another thing that's just like really annoying, and I'm just ignoring because I'm not a person that just like confronts about stupid stuff like that. 2 minutes later, my fiance walks up the stairs and he's like, did you not hear that loud like bang? And I was like, I heard it, but at this point I'm just so done with our neighbors. I'm ignoring it. They're fighting and the screaming of the kids. I'm done. Like I've learned to just like zone it out and just completely focus on what I'm doing at this point. And he literally looks at me and he goes, Chris, no, that was a gunshot. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I've been in the military long enough to know what a gunshot sounds like. And I'm like, are you freaking serious? Like, call the cops. Not to mention, like, this neighbor sits right below us. Like, our apartment complex is like, the foundation is so funny. Like, our garage is to the left and then our apartment's like up the stairs and to the right. And so his like apartment, I think it's like a 1-bedroom apartment that just sits right under us. So we obviously felt like this huge vibration. Cameron more than me because I was on the 3rd story and he was on the main floor. So he ends up calling the cops, comes back in my room 2 minutes later and says, yeah, it was definitely a gunshot. They told me that 3 other people already called saying that they heard gunshots from our apartment below us and that they're sending cops right now. Like, I live in a decent neighborhood, I would say. Like, I literally, one of like the things that I made sure Cameron did when he was looking for an apartment / townhouse for us to move into was to make sure it was in a decent neighborhood. And then there's freaking gunshots. Literally 5 minutes later, the cops show up. Like, they were on the scene so quick. And not only did 1 cop car show up, no, 4 cop cars show up to my apartment complex, and they don't park in front of like our house. They like park over by like the management because I'm assuming they didn't want to like tip this guy off just in case he was like legit dangerous and like murdered somebody. I don't know. But so I didn't want to be nosy. So we're like kind of watching through the window like what's going on, and there's like a cop outside our house talking to some random guy, and they're like trying to pounding on the door to the guy's apartment. No one is answering. No one is answering. And I know there's at least 3 people in that house. My fiance looks out the window and the cops are like, hey, come down here, because they thought my fiance was the guy in the house, but like our house setup is just so weird. And they're like, oh, this house setup is weird. We thought maybe you were the guy in like this apartment. He's like, no, and then they start asking questions about, like, this guy's, like, dangerous, he has weapons, like, what does he know about him? So my fiance explains everything that happened to him that I just explained to you guys, like, with the past couple of months, and they still can't get this guy to answer the door. So, we're waiting in the house, and all of a sudden my dog pees inside the house, which I think is because he's on some sort of medication because we had to take him to the vet, which is another story. And so we're like, well, crap, we gotta take our dog out. We gotta take Lou out. So we didn't want to be nosy, but we kind of just had to because our dog needed to go pee. So we went outside, and that's when we saw the 4 cop cars. So we're walking Lou, trying to get him to go to the bathroom outside. And all of a sudden we see 2 people walking towards like the general area of our house and where this guy's house is. And upon closer look, it's the management people for my apartment complex. I am assuming they have keys to this guy's apartment because the cops can't get in. No one's answering. And so they call my apartment complex to go open the door. Eventually Lou goes to the bathroom and we walk back towards our apartment complex. There's still a cop just like hanging outside talking to other people around our complex, and we go inside. And I try to do my homework. I'm still like a little frazzled, a little confused, don't really know what happens. The cop showed up at like 9:30 because I think like the gunfires ended up were like, I think the gunshot was around 9:20. The cops are here from 9:30 to 11:30. I think eventually they got into this guy's house, and my fiance said that they were talking to him out on their like back porch. And they ended up leaving, like I said, they ended up leaving at like 11:30, and I finished my homework around 12. I'm assuming no one got murdered because there wasn't crime scene tape all over their doors this morning. And there wasn't a bunch of cops here all night. So I'm assuming no one got murdered. Maybe someone got hurt and went to the hospital. If I do find out anything about what the heck happened last night, I will be sure to let you guys know. Okay guys, sorry the lighting is not the best, but I have more updates on this ongoing crazy neighbor story. So as soon as I finished filming this video yesterday, I went to my parents' house to go spend time with them on the weekend. About 30 minutes later, I get a text from my fiance Cameron saying, the cops are back. And I said, like, how many? Like, why are they back? Like, what the heck? Like, what's going on? And he was just saying that there's 4 cop cars, the same as last time, and apparently someone had called because of suspicious activity going on in the same apartment. And I'm assuming that suspicious activity was that loud banging noise that you guys heard earlier in my video, and they assumed that someone was trying to get into this apartment or get with this guy or something. So all the cops came back, and my fiance went out and started talking to him, and kind of just like, because this is our neighbor, like we kind of would like to know this information. So my fiance started talking to the cops, and the cops basically told him that they haven't been able to find this guy or find anybody that resided in the residence the time of this happened. Like no baby mama, no kids, no baby mama's mom. He's not there, and as of right now, they still haven't found him. Like, and they can't find any evidence of like a bullet hole, so they're not really sure what the gunshot like affected, like what happened with that, which is also really up for like suspicion. The guy's car is still here, so they're like kind of just like waiting and seeing if this guy's gonna come back, but we just still don't know exactly what happened when that gunshot occurred. This is when my fiance decided to tell the cops, like, we had our suspicions that this guy was a drug dealer, because we had suspicions he was a drug dealer because there was random cars parked outside of this guy's house at like random times. Like some of it would be like at midnight, some of it would be like in the middle of the day, and then like guys would get out of this car, go inside the house, hang out for like a little bit, and then like randomly leave. Like, and so we told the guy that there was like this Audi that was parked outside in the fire lane, and we're like, we have seen this car multiple times, we know this person has never gone into any other apartment besides this suspicious guy's one. So we think that either like this guy could be a drug dealer dealing drugs to the guy that lives here, or he's getting drugs from this guy. So the cops were like, okay. They tried to open the Audi, and apparently Audis are really difficult to open, so they couldn't. So the cop ended up taking the back of his knife and smashing open the window, and my fiance was like, okay, this is where I leave. Went back inside the house, and they ended up towing the Audi as well as another car in the fire lane, and just towed them, and like that was the last time we saw the cops or have gotten any other information. Again, as of right now, no one has come back to this guy's house. The poor dog that he has is just like all alone there, and like occasionally we hear the dog barking, but like no one has come back since we've heard these gunshots, and we have no idea. So again, I will keep you guys updated with that as much as I get information, but that's all I have right now. But I finished all that I needed to wrap, so that's the end of the story time. Again, I'll let you guys know if I have any updates on my crazy neighbor, or if he becomes more crazy in the process of living here. All that Cameron and I know is that we are going to be moving out when our lease ends. We've had enough. With that, if you guys haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to know every time I post, hit that notification bell right there. And thank you guys for watching this crazy storytime gift wrapping episode of Christmas with Christine. Bye!